Ready, steady, go! Hello! It's your boy on, joined as always by my friend of 25 years, actor extraordinaire, the GC champs of the SSAM champion of the world, Mr. JP. How you doing, buddy?
Never gets old. Never gets old. I'm still waiting for you to pass out one of these days when you do it.
I saw stars again this time.
Oh, no. I don't trust. Don't get me wrong. I don't want you to pass out, but you're just so committed to it. I'm just like, it's amazing.
I didn't take my pre-show aspirin this time, so be careful. Have life alert on the ready.
Hans has fallen and he can't get up.
You need the button.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, man?
Fan-freaking-tastic, because today our feature presentation, what is it?
Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Full disclosure, I blanked on what we just did. Even though I finished it 35 seconds ago, it left my brain.
Usually you never kick it back to me.
I know, because I completely forgot.
Oh, well, yes. Fast and Furious,
presents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What the fuck? Okay, sure. But yeah, Hobbs and Shaw is our feature presentation starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jason Statham, Vanessa Kirby. Good cast.
So many cameos. Like Ryan Reynolds shows up. Kevin Hart shows up for some reason.
Because
Rob Delaney.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren.
Dame Helen Mirren. Excuse me. Sorry, Dame Helen Mirren.
Put some respect on that woman's name.
Put some respect on my name.
But before we get into that, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
Really, the big highlight for this week for me was the Better Call Saul series finale. Yeah. Oh, man. I went and watched it with my buddy Tim and my buddy Graham, and we got pizza, and we watched the Better Call Saul finale. Lots of discussing before, throughout, and after.
I watched it as well. I'm going to say, if you haven't seen it, spoilers, hit the 15-second 3 times.
Yes, exactly.
Starting now, because we're going to talk. What'd you think?
Spoilers. I really enjoyed it. I thought I was like you. I had zero idea what to expect going into it. He gets caught 5 minutes in.
Yeah, just in the dumpster.
Yeah, just being in the dumpster. He drops all of his
because of that packaging that no one can ever get open.
I know, that goddamn packaging.
I was like, you're going to spill your diamonds, bro. You're going to spill them. Yeah, I spilled them.
And he did. Yeah, as soon as he got caught within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, man, I didn't know what to expect, but this is not what I expected. And the acting was great. The one about many things I love about the Better Call Saul show and the finale itself, the last season, is that there's a lot of cameos from the Breaking Bad universe, but they don't feel like they're shoehorned in.
Yeah, like it's not like, hey, remember this? You remember this, so it's good. Like,
yeah. It just makes so much sense, and I loved it. Bob Odenkirk was great. I hope he gets more like. I'm sure he'll get dramatic work after this, but I hope
what can't he do? I mean, he did Nobody, where he was an action star. He's obviously hilarious. I mean, like Mr. Show and a plethora of different comedic endeavors, and then a dramatic role with I mean, what can't that guy do?
He's great, and I really hope Rhea Seehorn,
she's
Kim Wexler,
incredible.
I hope she gets more work.
She stole that entire show, and that's crazy when you look at like Giancarlo Esposito, Bob Odenkirk, and everyone involved, all these heavy hitters of actors, and she was the standout of all of them. Honestly,
she was so good. Oh, you hit your desk?
Yeah. I have no idea. I didn't hit anything. It just goes bong. Anyways.
But yeah, no, I really, really enjoyed it. I'm sad it's gone, as, any show that I love seeing it go, but I'm glad they ended it the way that they did. I feel like it's a show that people are going to discover later, because I don't know about you, but only like a handful of people that I know were watching Better Call Saul, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Agreed. I mean, the same with me. Not many people that I'm friends with and convert with were watching it. But that was kind of how Breaking Bad was too. That was one of those things like people didn't start getting into it till it was well on its way. So I don't know. We ran into this kind of problem with doing like 2-part episodes.
Yeah,
where it's like you limit your audience for the second episode, because if they didn't listen to the first one, they're not going to watch. They're not going to listen to the second one. So there's a little bit of that. Like if you didn't watch Breaking Bad, like why would you start?
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of people would say that. I'd ask them, are you watching Better Call Saul? And they're like, no, I never watched Breaking Bad. I'm like, well, first of all, fucking watch Breaking Bad.
But then that's it's an incredible tall order to be like, hey, watch this like 50 hours worth of television and then watch another like 60.
It's a lot of content. But yeah, I loved that show, and I loved how it ended. I watched some other stuff this week, but nothing of real importance. That was the big thing.
My favorite part of that episode was when he's in jail, and Kim goes to see him and lights a cigarette, and just this little thing where he holds her hands. I just saying that, I got chills. Like it.
Oh, dude,
there was so much going on in that tiny little like holding in this little nothing.
Yeah. And did you see how when she lit the cigarette, the ember was color while everything else was black and white?
Yeah, and so was the fire. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the final shot kind of them. It was that awesome shot through the window, and it was like an old film noir, because they would always watch old film noirs together.
And and that was just like a parallel between like when we first saw them, they would be in the parking garage smoking a cigarette together, and like so good.
I mean, that ended with them,
as George Lucas would say. It's like poetry; it rhymes.
Yes, it did. I loved it. What about you? Besides Better Call Saul, what have you been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week?
Well, speaking of George Lucas, I was up to an ungodly hour the other day, messing with our YouTube channel, which we're posting quite a bit on. Go check that out. Subscribe, like, do all the YouTube bullshit. And I couldn't go to sleep. It was like 5 a.m. and on like a Thursday, and I couldn't go to sleep, so I threw on Revenge of the Sith and watched the entire thing.
Oh shit! And we just watched that recently.
I know. I couldn't help myself.
Did you ever watch the thing I sent you about the guy who did the Obi-Wan show, but he condensed it into a 2-hour movie? He edited it into a 2.5-hour movie.
I've seen that pop up here and there. I don't know if I haven't actually watched it yet, but I keep seeing it show up.
I'm curious. I still have it somewhere. I'd be curious, really curious to see what it is, because he's like, there was so much fluff and so much stuff added to it, and Kai Patterson is the guy's name. He basically took 8 episodes or whatever of the show, and he condensed it into a streamlined, from quotes, heavy quotes, streamlined 2.5-hour movie.
Interesting. I still want to see the Topher Grace edit of the prequels. I don't know if you've seen that. I heard it's really good.
I bet it is. Put it in somebody else's hands, like a fan That's really
Of
interesting.
all the people, Topher Grace, just Eric from that '70s show, just whacking up
Yeah.
the prequels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, he made enough money doing, 10 years of syndicated television to kind
Yeah.
of do whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, he was Eddie Brock and in the very underrated Predators.
Eddie Brock, you mean Spider-Man?
Yeah, he was Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3, and he was in Predators.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I need to go back
With
and watch
Adrian
that
Brody
Predators.
and Lawrence Fishburne and what's his name?
Our guy,
Walton
Walt
Goggins, and
Goggins.
there's a lot, and Mahershala Ali's in it. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
cast is crazy if you look at it now.
And Robert Rodriguez directed it.
He had. Did he direct it or was he just like a producer? I know he had something to do with it.
I'm pretty sure he directed it. Let me
You're probably
look
right.
while you're chatting.
Because I've been kind of paying a bit of attention to that because Prey came out and I've been on my Predator watch on YouTube here and there, watching all the lore and everything.
Actually, you are correct. He did not direct it. It was a guy named Nimrod Antal.
Nimrod. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because I do remember I saw that the other day when I was watching something. I was like, Nimrod. What kind of name is that? That sucks, man.
I mean, yeah, Jesus, yeah. He's directed a bunch of TV. He directed some Stranger Things episodes, and
yeah.
Very
but
competent
that's an
director.
underrated. Predator is like quietly one of the best franchises out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's really the only miss is the not the one before Prey. That's the only one that stinks.
Yeah. I mean, like, stinks hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really bad. But the rest are like, I mean, Prey is a good movie. Predators is a solid movie, and Predator 2 I wouldn't say is a good movie, but it's super fun.
It's super fun. I feel like we need to revisit Predators because I haven't seen it in.
I'll do that anytime.
Since the theater, probably.
I didn't like it the first time I saw it, and then I revisited it maybe a year or so ago, and I was like, because I some channel I watched was talking about that it was a good movie, and I was like, I don't think so, but I usually agree with what your takes are. So I watched it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I haven't revisited it. Oh, because he's the fucking man. That's the reason why I haven't revisited it, because when I saw it, I was really let down. But yeah, I trust your judgment.
So. I don't even know why, because when I watched it again, I was like, this kind of slaps.
Okay.
I don't really know why I didn't like it.
Okay.
What else? Westworld season finale happened. That was good. A little more. Jesse Pinkman was in that. I liked it. That's like the most confusing fucking show. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Afterwards, I watched like multiple YouTube like recaps on it, and I'm still not entirely sure what happened.
It's very. I mean, I've only seen the first 2 seasons, but it's very heady. Very heady.
Well, the first 2 aren't even really, but the third wasn't. I loved the first 2 seasons, and the third I didn't really enjoy at all, and I almost didn't go back to it. But I really liked this third one, even though I was kind of confused at the end. Like I think I know what they're going for, but I'm like, why?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know, but if you can get past the third season, I really liked the first 2. I'm fascinated by that concept of just like horrible humans just like abusing robots for fun, and then they become sentient and have their revenge. That's just kind of awesome.
And just like the idea of that, it's not just Westworld. There's also other worlds that were created.
Have you seen the Michael Crichton movie?
Yes, I have.
It's something.
It is. Oh, something in big old bold.
It's not good.
Not.
But it couldn't be for what they were trying to do. Like the technology wasn't there. It was as good as it could have been.
Right, exactly.
It was the concept was too high out there to be able to be achieved in like the 70s or whatever it was.
Exactly.
That was like his directorial debut, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if he directed anything else.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did either.
It's like it's like Michael Crichton directed one movie and it did not go well. Stephen King directed one movie, it did not go well.
Yeah, stick to writing.
Have you ever seen Maximum Overdrive with Emilio
No.
Estevez? Oh my
Emilio!
God. Emilio! And then he just tipped his hat like this. Oh man, Maximum Overdrive. Whoo, buddy, where every like device and car and shit comes to life and just kills everybody. It's like the zombie apocalypse, but if cars and shit came to life.
Armageddon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Yul Brenner, James Brolin looks exactly like Christian Bale in that movie,
Oh,
by the way.
uh-huh.
He
Uh-huh.
looks like a spitting image. It's almost upsetting how
Mm-hmm.
close. Then Yul Brenner, of course, like all the spaghetti westerns.
If there was like a world like Westworld, which one would you want?
Oh man, Westworld would be pretty fun.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Like
badass.
this wasn't in the movie, but in the show they had like a World War II world.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that'd be pretty cool. I'd love to just go around like occupied France as like a gorilla killing Nazis. That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be fucking
Right?
awesome. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I want 100 Nazi scalps.
And I want my
I want my
scalps.
scalps. That movie, I need to revisit that movie. It's been a minute
Oh
since I've
yeah,
seen
we'll
it.
have to do that at some point.
Oh my God, of course.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What else? That's about it. I've been watching Seinfeld. I actually just watched the Rochelle the musical. I was thinking I should take like videos of it, but I just got lazy because I was doing other stuff.
That's
It's
okay.
like, how much do I want to beat this horse?
Well, what do you think? Should we jump into this thing?
Well, let's get into our feature presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw from 2019 at 67% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and 88% from the audience, directed by David Leitch, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Hobbs, Jason Statham as Shaw, Idris Elba as Brixton, Vanessa Kirby as Hattie, Dame Helen Mirren as Queenie, Isa Gonzalez as Madam M, Ryan Reynolds as Locke.
So, before we jump in, what are your overall thoughts on this movie? I'm curious.
Okay. I have a little revisionist history because I had a big problem with Shaw being a hero because he killed Han.
Yeah.
Like, why is he all of a sudden a good guy? Like, he killed your boy. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you all fine with this now? And that bothered me. That's since been retconned where he didn't kill him because Han's still alive and whatever.
Yeah.
But not the first time I saw this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, bullshit. I call it bullshit. It made me angry. I wanted justice for Han. So love me some Han.
Yeah, Han is great.
But Han's alive now because of like a hologram or something. I don't know. It didn't really make sense.
Some fucking weird Fast and the Furious world
Yeah,
technology.
I didn't care because I wanted him back. But
yeah,
now it goes down a little easier, and there's some really good action in this.
Oh my God. Yeah, there is some great action in this. The only qualm I have in this is a lot of the times Hobbs and Shaw, okay, The Rock and Statham have great chemistry and they feed off of each other well, but I feel like their characters can be too similar sometimes. So I mean, in terms of like their personality and their temperament.
Yeah, because they're both alphas.
Yeah, because they're both alphas, whereas like a lot of comedy, like for me, I've noticed, especially taking this class that I'm in, comes from opposition. That's why like buddy cop movies like Riggs and Murtaugh, like Riggs is fucking crazy and Murtaugh just wants to retire.
You need a straight man.
Like, exactly. And they're both like crazy characters kind of locked into each other. So sometimes for me, some of the comedy kind of falls a little flat for me. But oh my God, the action, like by and large, makes up for it.
Like it's legitimately choreographed, and like the fight scenes are done really well. Like they're ridiculous, and like, but that's the thing. This movie knows exactly what it is. It knows 100%. It's ridiculous. It knows it's over the top and silly, but and it leans into it, which is what the best of the Fast and the Furious movies do.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Like, just know what you are, and I'm on board.
100%.
I also want to see a spinoff between Ryan Reynolds' character and Rob Delaney's character.
Uh-huh.
That's what I want to see. I want to see those two. They only have like one scene. They're not even in it together, but they're on the phone.
Yeah,
They're both hilarious, and they're just going back and forth. It's so good. I want to see those two go off and have an adventure.
Oh, they're so funny. Even if it was just like a short film that the director made for shits and gigs, you know.
Honestly, anything. I mean, I love Rob Delaney. I'll watch him in anything, and obviously Ryan Reynolds is great.
Yeah.
Have you seen Delaney's what's that show called?
Catastrophe?
Yes.
I have not. Haley's seen it and loves it.
I've only seen the first season. I don't know why I stopped watching because it's so good.
That's what I hear. I hear it's like hilarious and heartbreaking. And just,
that's why,
amazing.
because there's actual like emotions involved, and sometimes I don't want to feel things. That's why I like action movies. They don't typically make me feel things.
Yeah, sometimes they do. We've learned.
Sometimes they do. The great ones do, but I don't always want that. I usually don't want that.
Exactly.
Let's get into it. We kick off with this like special ops team, led by Hattie, and they're just going ham on some baddies in a parking garage.
Badass.
This is great too. This is a good fight scene.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about it before, where like protagonist is maybe like small or tiny, and like beating the crap out of people that are huge. And sometimes it's done really poorly, but this was done really well because she's tiny, but like I believed the way that they choreographed it, that, oh yeah, she's doing all this stuff to bigger.
Yeah. She's doing jujitsu and doing judo and like, you know,
like doing leverage and like everything. It's like, oh yeah, that all tracks. Like
exactly. 100%.
It's not that like a man can or a woman can beat up a man. It's just like when you weigh 80 pounds and the guy's $190, like it just man or woman, it just doesn't track in your brain.
Exactly.
You know, when you're watching it, you're like, this just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
But they did a really good job with that, I thought.
That's like me trying to fight Emmy Equalker. Like, I'm not going to win.
Exactly. He just do the thing where he holds your head and you swing like a Three Stooges.
Yeah, exactly. And
it just wouldn't work.
And then take his cinder block of a fist and just bop me on the top of the head.
So they're fighting them up, whatever. They're trying to get some sort of like weapon is their mission. It's like a bioweapon. Brixton shows up and just straight fucks her team up real quick.
Dude, Idris, man, he's so good.
He's really good in this.
He's really good in it.
Like way better than he needs to be for what this movie is.
100%.
He's acting his ass off.
Yeah, he's so good, and I believe it. And he brings a lot of, gosh, I don't want to say gravitas. I was gonna say heart, but I'm like, he's a villain, so not exactly heart, but like gravitas.
Kind of get where he's coming from. Like
exactly.
I didn't remember that there was. I thought it was more of just a simple like evil good, you know, cut and dry, black and white. But there's a little bit like kind of makes sense. Some of the stuff they're trying to do.
Exactly. And he's just such a badass and so good, like such a great actor, and I just believe him.
I mean, this line should be happens later, and this should be so corny and like ugh. But when he says I'm Black Superman, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. He nails it. He sells it, and I'm like, I'm in. I know intellectually that's a ridiculous thing to say, but that was awesome.
I've got a great trivia bit for that too.
Oh, good. Okay, so yeah, he shows up, kicks everyone's ass. There's this, it's like a bioweapon or something. It's like a virus that they're going to get. And Hattie, she's like, her whole team's been taken out. So her last ditch effort when she tries to escape, she just injects it into herself and fucks off out of there.
Yep.
Then we get a split screen to Hobbs and Shaw making breakfast. Both making eggs in very different forms.
Yeah, The Rock is just like straight up Rocky Balboa chugging like 8 raw eggs.
Shaw's making like a frittata.
He's making like a super fancy bougie omelet in his nice house, you know, his modern home with the straight lines and the muted colors.
Lots of windows. Yeah, the very modern, still fast house.
Yeah.
And then goes to like a pub to have a pint while The Rock goes and puts plates after plate after plate on the bench.
Yeah, just going to town.
And they both like get separate calls to like go to London. And they arrive. They both beat the shit out of some goons separately in their separate locations. And I like how they each deliver some testicular torsion to interrogate the dudes.
Yeah.
The Rock just straight Rochambeau kicks him.
Yeah.
And Shaw just takes like a towel and rat tails right in the sack.
Nothing like a good nut shot. Nut shots and farts will
Yeah.
always be funny.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they each get a little information out of their guys, and then title cards.
Oh yes, yes.
The music is like, again, over the top. It's very Fast and the Furious, just like super like upbeat, clubby bullshit.
Yeah, it works. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is the guy like David Lech, however you say his name. Like he was involved in John Wick. He directed Atomic Blonde. He, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows. Atomic Blonde's another one we need to do.
I actually never saw that.
Oh, it's a very solid movie.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Hobbs eats an irrational amount of pancakes with his daughter.
Cheat day, cheat day.
It reminded me of that. Did you ever watch that show with Andy Daly? Like Review or something. In one of them, he like had to eat 20 pancakes. It's one of the funniest.
Oh my god,
that show was incredibly funny. Check that out.
Okay.
But that's what it made me think of, because he just gets this absurd amount of pancakes coming to him.
Yeah. Well, that's like if you follow The Rock on Instagram, you see his epic cheat meals.
Yeah, he eats like 47,000 calories a day.
Yeah, he's like, okay,
that's not
guys.
Really that is an exaggeration, not by
but
that
also,
much.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, it's my cheat day. I'm just gonna eat 300 pieces of sushi and drink a bottle of tequila and have a piece of and have an entire cheesecake for dessert because it's my cheat day, bitch. I'm like, all right.
And that's with 17 entire chickens and a sack full of rice.
I wonder what he's eating like normally. Yeah, probably just like
it's all just like skinless chicken breasts and like broccoli and steamed rice. Like that's like it. That's like that's
fuel.
That's what it is. It's just fuel. He eats like 7 meals a day, and to get that kind of mess, you just have to.
Not how I want to live, that's for sure.
No, thank you. No, thank you. So, so then Shaw goes to see Dame Helen Mirren, Queenie, in the clink. That's his mother. And we find out Hattie is Shaw's sister, and they had like a falling out for some reason.
Yeah, and man, Helen Mirren, she's in this movie for all of 5 minutes, and she is just amazing.
She's magnetic, like. She has a presence about her. Just like when you say The Rock has a presence, it's like, yeah, because he's a giant hulking beast of a man. But she has the same kind of presence, and she's just a normal sized human being.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's charismatic. She's magnetic, like you said. She's, dare I say, she's still very beautiful.
Oh, Fox.
But one thing I noticed though, she still has this giant ring on her finger. And if she's in a high security facility, would they let her wear her like massive, like jewel encrusted ring?
Yeah. Well, it's all like kind of a joke. It seems like they play it as like she could get out at any time. Like she just takes her cuffs off just to like have a laugh. She's just fine with being in there.
Yeah.
So it seems like she just kind of runs the joint.
It's like retirement is what she said.
Yeah. She's like, I'm doing my Sudoku and like it's quiet.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast.
Great.
So then we get back to the pancake breakfast, and Locke, Ryan Reynolds, interrupts daddy-daughter pancake time. Ryan Reynolds is the best.
He can do no wrong in my eyes.
Again, he's so over the top and like in your face and ridiculous, but I'm just delighted by it.
It makes sense. It just makes sense.
I mean, I really love his like silliness with the way he interacts with The Rock and Rob Delaney. And then like at the end, he's just like straight up murdered a bunch of people and covered in blood. So there's something else going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
I like that juxtaposition. I think that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wants to be best friends with The Rock, and he's just not even having it.
And he got the same tattoo as The Rock.
He's just so thirsty for Dwayne.
So thirsty for some DJ.
So he gives them some exposition on this bioweapon, hands him the mission. Do you like with the daughter? He just like keeps handing her this like information. He's like, she's 9. Stop.
And she's like, and he's talking about how awful the disease is, and she's like, she's 9. She's like, I've seen worse. Where? Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of Game of Thrones references throughout this, oddly enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Rob Delaney gives Shaw the same mission, and I love their interaction too, because he's talking about how like him and Locke are like buddies, and he's like, yeah, well, when him and Locke or Delaney and Locke start talking afterwards, he's like, yeah, we're best friends. He's like, yeah, well, he beat the shit out of me once in a bar, and he doesn't even remember me. So like, same thing, same relationship.
And then they go to their facility where they're together, and this is our scene read, actually.
Ooh, buddy.
All right, you ready?
Let
me see.
Where am I at?
Sorry, let me pull mine up here too. All right.
And I will be Mr. Hobbs, and you will obviously be the Dapper Shaw.
Yes. All right, you ready?
No fucking
way.
I'm not working with this guy. Been there, done that.
The minute he gets involved, say goodbye to any finesse, because She-Hulk over here knows how to smash.
Yeah, Mr. Arson here only knows how to blow shit up.
And the fact is... No offense.
Oh, no offense.
This guy's a real asshole. Are you finished blubbering? You sound like a giant tattooed baby.
You know what? I'm not listening to this horse shit. I've got a job to do. Tell your mom I said hi. Actually, I'll tell her myself.
Don't you ever talk about my mother. I'll put your head through that wall. Secondly, I'll have this job done while you're still putting on your baby oil. Good luck, Slick.
That's it. You just reminded me. That's exactly why I hate working with you. It's your voice. It's your nasally, prepubescent Harry Potter voice. Every time you speak, just imagine this for a second. It's like dragging my balls across shattered glass. And it hurts.
Well, for me, it's not your voice. It's your face. Your big, stupid face. Looking at it makes me feel like God just projectile vomiting right into my eyes. And it burns. It really burns.
Good Statham.
Thanks. just like a bunch of like 12-year-olds.
A couple children just arguing it out.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So after that, we find out like one thing I didn't mention after Idris takes out her team, he like gets on the radio and like pretends to be one of her teammates and is like, oh, she killed us all and stole it. So like, and she works for like MI6. So now they think that she's like a traitor.
She's gone rogue.
Yeah, she's gone rogue. Then they both decide to separately go track down Addie. Shaw goes to her apartment and starts like opening up secret compartments all over the place.
Of course, because clearly, what spy doesn't have secret compartments in their house?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Shit, I'd like to have some secret compartments now. I don't know what I'd put in there.
I do, and I'm not even a spy. I got one of those things that looks like a book, but you open it up and it's just like open.
I feel like I would put like snacks. I'd put like, candy. I'd have like a secret compartment. Oh, some candy, some Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I actually don't
cookies.
even know what's in there. I used it to prop up my TV. So not sure what's in there. I just did that right when I moved in because I didn't have the room, and then I never moved it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, he goes to her apartment to do some sleuthing, and Hobbs finds her like in an alley. fights with her. She like beats the hell out of him with her motorcycle helmet for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like when she's just chucking stuff at him. Like a car battery.
And she's getting her fucking licks in too.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I believe that like he has like 350 pounds on her, maybe, you know? Like, but she's using like, I don't care how big you are, you get smacked in the face with a motorcycle helmet, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. It'll
You know?
hurt real hard.
Like all the moves she puts on him, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do like when she throws the car battery at him. He's just like, come on. Catches it.
And Statham's beating the shit out of all those guys with a toaster.
Yeah. Oh, I love the environmental usage of Statham's fight. Just like at one point he hits a guy with a shower head. Like it's just all over the place.
Oh, great. It's awesome. We got to do a Statham month one of these days.
I know. I've never seen Crank. I think I've only seen the second Transporter, like oddly enough.
Oh, dude. Yeah, maybe we'll do Jason January or something like that.
Like that. We can do Cranks, one or two of the Transporters, like a Death Race or something.
Yeah, there's so many good ones that we could do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
My only problem with the Statham fight is there's like the Chekhov's grenade, you know, that he steps over. When he grabs it before it goes off after he beats up everybody and puts like the pin back in or whatever, which is fine. There's like a beeping and it's like beep, beep, beep. Like it stops when he that's not how grenades work.
No, but
it's a C4 with a countdown or something. But like, it's like, why? Who's doing the Foley? Like, what are you doing? It's fucking stupid.
They're trying to make it some crazy futuristic fucking grenade.
Yeah, it's just a little frag grenade. Like, there's nothing. It's slow tech as it gets.
Yeah,
that bothered me.
Exactly.
I needed to make a point of that.
I get that. I get that.
Me a lot. It's like how it also bothers me in action movies where someone just like points a gun at someone and it's like click, like cocking. It's like that nothing happened. Just because you pointed at someone doesn't make a sound.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a thing. And when every time someone runs out of bullets, they look at the gun. Stop looking at the gun.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just stop it. Why does everyone have to do that? You know you're out.
You know you're out.
Why do they do that? Why? Bugs me.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Anyways. So Hobbs brings in Hattie after they end up fighting, but he subdues her eventually. Starts interrogating her. Leaves to take a call from his daughter, and during this she just beats the shit out of some poor peon. Poor bastard. What did he do?
That poor bastard.
Yeah, anyone. He's just taking chairs to the jugular and getting shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, like his larynx is definitely crushed.
Yeah, he's like the karate guy in Barry. Like his throat's just crushed.
Oh yeah, which he's in this movie.
Really?
He's one of Idris. That dude is like everywhere. You need a badass dude to like do stunts and be like your second in command guy. He's one of Idris's guys.
Incredible.
Yeah.
He showed up in something else we just watched recently too. That's so
John
good.
Wick. John Wick.
That's it. Yeah. Oh, man,
yeah, he's so everywhere.
I didn't even know that.
I'm gonna find his name so we can give him credit where credit is due.
Absolutely. So then after The Rock realizes, something's going on, moves in, starts fighting with her. Lots of guns are pulled and Shaw shows up. That's when he finds out Hobbs finds out they're siblings. Because he's right. I got your girlfriend here, and he's just like, ew. Just the proper response when that's your sister.
I can't find his name right now. We'll put it in the show notes or something.
Yeah. So she lets them know that because they're talking about the virus. She's like, it's right here. She shows the indentations in her hand because she injected it in herself. Mm-hmm. I really love how she starts to walk away and gets blown away by the window.
That was really a really cool. Yeah. That was a really cool moment. They did
that so well. It looked really great. I wasn't expecting it. He blows out the window. Brixton and a couple of his goons rappel in. They grab her and jump back out. And of course, the boys pursue, and you get a fun little where they're about to jump out, and Shaw just dekes him, and The Rock jumps out, and he just takes the lift.
and The Rock is like acting like Frogger, just like jumping from one guy to the
just jumping from one to the next. Eat the fly.
Yeah.
Eat the
Yeah,
fly.
he can fly. Is there anything he can't do?
No, eat the fly.
Oh, eat the fly. I thought you said he could fly.
I mean, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just goes from one goon to the other,
Mhm.
making his way down. It's kind of a fun sequence when like he like Tarzan swings one of the guy's face over to Statham's elevator.
Yeah.
he's just so mad at him for making him jump.
He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's mouthing, which is great.
Yeah.
So they all end up on the ground,
Mhm.
and they fight a little bit. They try to fight Brixton, but like he's all like augmented, you know.
He's
got like
kicking the shit.
cybernetics. He's like part
Mhm.
machine or whatever.
Right.
So that fight goes poorly, but and we find out also that Brixton and Shaw have history. Basically, Shaw killed him.
Yeah, because
it's like 2 in the chest, 1 in the head, right? That's what they taught us.
Just like they taught us.
Yeah, and now they like saved him from death and upgraded the hell out of him.
They Murphy'd him.
Yeah. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
With me.
They absolutely did.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So they decide to just jump in like a Lamborghini and take off. They're pursued by a bunch of goons on motorbikes. Big old chase.
Great chase.
It is good.
And so much product placement because it's a McLaren that they're driving in.
Oh, it's a McLaren. Okay, I just said Lambo because I saw the doors and it was.
Yeah.
I don't know my cars.
It'll be like in the middle of an action sequence, and all of a sudden, boom! Quick cut to the Ducati. Quick cut to McLaren. It's like, okay, fine.
Love it. I mean, and Idris's Ducati is like a transformer for some reason.
It even makes the noise.
I wrote down that so many times they have transformer noises, and I'm not really sure why. Like I get it in that scene, but they do it in other scenes, and I'm like, I don't get what's transforming.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Whoever was doing the sound, like the Foley on this, is just like had a time. They were stoned. They're just like drunk and high and like whatever.
Fuck it. Oh, transformer noise. Let's throw that in. Yeah. That shit is really cool. How his bike, like when they go under the truck, and he's just like riding it on the side, and it's just like.
I was thinking, like, how did he make it do that? Like, I know, like, pulling at these threads of this sweater is stupid and pointless, but, like, he just, like, takes off the back and then all of a sudden it's moving. I'm like, how do you do that?
I feel like
it's probably, like, integrated in his... What? I mean,
that's what I was going to say.
Fucking matter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because he's got all these different, bionic implants and shit.
He's just a Wi-Fi hotspot.
He's a Wi-Fi hotspot. He's Bluetooth enabled is what he is.
That's gotta be it. That makes sense. I'm good.
Yeah, great.
So
great.
They do end up escaping. Then Brixton goes back and has a bunch of nerds make it look like Hobbs and Shaw are bad guys, I guess.
Yeah.
So weird. He's in this like white room with all these like it looks like, you know how like the future is always portrayed where everyone is in like the same color jumpsuits and like
Equilibrium.
Yeah. And they're all just in white and this weird like operating suite kind of thing. Like they're all surrounded. No I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I didn't remember that fine.
Sure.
They're apparently this giant organization. And so yeah, they like I don't know what they do, but that all of a sudden they're on like the screens in like Leicester Square, wherever they are, like their version of Times Square, the big monitors, and it's like, these guys are fugitives, or fine, okay. You think the agencies they work for would be like, no, they're not.
Yeah, no, guys, no, we know this.
Yeah, whatever. Fine.
Literally just a phone call, and they believe it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, whatever. CNN and Sky News or whoever the hell. So they decide they need to find this like science guy, right? Or actually first they need to find this science guy to get the virus out of Hattie.
Right.
just like this Russian dude. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Brixton talks to some like computer voice who we never really figure out who it was, and he wants him. The voice wants Brixton to turn Hobbs and Shaw. He's like, they're like specimens. Like we need them in part of our little cult.
I want them working with working for the cause or whatever. Yeah.
Because their whole thing is like to basically a lot of Darwinism, like the best and call the weakest. They're just basically big fans of eugenics.
Yeah. I'd say natural selection, but more like artificial selection.
Yeah, like the strong ones, and then we'll upgrade you and blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah,
because they have this whole theory of like he goes on later on. He's like by like 2059, like everything will collapse because of like global warming and like capitalism and like so. Brixton's like a quiet socialist.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just an android socialist. So they go with this science guy, formulate a plan. I just wrote I wasn't really paying attention as to what the plan was, but they all get on a plane.
Yeah.
So, if you know what the plan was.
So wait, the Hobbs and Shaw get on a plane?
Yeah, they all three get on a plane. They go talk to that scientist guy, and they're like, "We're gonna whatever." And I wasn't paying any attention. And I think I went to go to the bathroom and didn't pause it or something. And I came back, and then they're all just on a plane with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to see the doctor. They haven't seen the doctor yet, right?
No, they saw him before.
Oh, they're going to Moscow to go to the lab. That's what they're doing.
They're going to Moscow to go see that Madame M, the Russian mobster.
And to get into the lab or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they made the plan with the science guy before that.
Right. I think I got a little confused in that section too. I was just like, they're on a plane.
I mean, that's what I wrote, so I obviously didn't know what the fuck was going on.
And then Jason Statham makes them passports or whatever, and he names the Rock Mike Oxmall. Are you calling Moe's Tavern over here? What are you doing?
Yeah. I need a bath.
Huge ass. And then I think Hugh Jass was actually the one where the guy answered. He's like, "Yes, this is Mr. Jass." Yeah. And Bart's just like, I'm sorry, man. Yeah. This was supposed to be a joke. I gotta level with you. And the guy was just like, "No problem. Have a great day." Next time. Yeah.
My favorite one of those is always Mike Hunt. I didn't say it.
Did you ever take Spanish with Mrs. Rash?
Probably. I took like 8.5 years of Spanish and I don't speak a lick.
So Mrs. Rash, her husband was named Richard, but he didn't go by Richard.
Dick Rash.
Dick Rash. What the fuck?
Wow. How do you go by Dick?
I don't know.
If I was him, I would have taken her name at that point.
Yeah, seriously.
Rash is not a good name.
No, especially when your name is Richard Rash.
Yeah. Oof. Woof.
Yeah. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so they meet Kevin Hart. Is he like an air marshal? Like I didn't really understand.
He was supposed to be an air marshal that they made right away, and he's like, "How do you know?" And they're like, "Ba ba 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 ba," and he's like, "Yep, okay, I am."
Yeah, because he talks a lot, and I wasn't sure what was going on with him.
Yeah,
I still doing his Kevin Hart thing. Oh yeah, he's funny. I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's like, I sit in a can of farts all day.
It's true.
Yeah.
So they take their plane, whatever. Brixton just captures the science nerd real quick. Mm-hmm. Threatens him with a flamethrower. He's like, I want you to reprogram this virus. It's like, okay.
That's cool how like Idris is like, as he's walking up, he just like flicks the trigger a couple of times and just like shows off to like emphasize his point that he's saying. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so good. Our heroes then go see Madame M. He's just this like way too attractive Russian mobster.
No, she robs Russian mobsters.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because they pull up to the house and the Rock goes, "Oh, your friend's a Russian mobster," and Statham's like, "No, she robs Russian mobster.
Okay. Yeah, then Shaw awkwardly makes out with her right in front of his sister. Yuck, dude.
Yuck.
What are you doing?
Icky.
Don't do that,
Gross.
man. That's weird.
Come
Make out in front of your sister. It's not okay. Anyways, I like that they both address it. They're like, ew.
I didn't think that was gonna happen, and Rock's like, I wish that didn't
I
happen.
wish that didn't happen. Yeah. She gives them a bunch of gear. They gear up. And I guess the plan was for Madam M to give over Hattie to Brixton, and then like they're gonna do something about it.
They're pulling a Mick Jagger is what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Ooh.
Smooth like Jagger.
So that happens. Hobbs and Shaw then just getting like a fighter jet or something that has like a bench seat in the back because that's how jets work. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, because I thought that too. Because they were like, okay, we're gonna go skydiving, and then all of a sudden they're in a little fighter jet.
You think they're just gonna hop in a C-130 or like maybe like a Black Hawk or something, but no, they're in like an F-22 with an extended cab. I don't really know what's going on.
Sure.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Whatever. They eject and like parachute down into really bad CGI like cooling towers from a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, that was not good.
That was one of the only times that the CGI was really bad. Those cooling stacks were so bad. It's like something I'd make in Adobe After Effects. It was not good. But yeah, they move in, whatever. Then Brixton, he's explaining his eugenics plan to Hattie. It's like because she says something about him like not having a soul. He's like, your brother took my soul. The boys in the lab made me a new one.
That is an 80s movie action line.
Yeah, and it's
that
so
is
good.
100%.
He sells it. It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's corny. It's stupid, but he sells the shit out of it, and I love it.
He sells the shit out of any dialogue he has in this movie. Because that's how good of a fucking actor he is.
Yes. In lesser hands, this movie is corny, but in lesser hands, there would have been a lot of like eye rolling and oof.
Epic eye roll.
But no.
Nope, nah, bitch.
That kills it. So they're heroes. They like are trying to infiltrate. I enjoy that they each take like a hallway and beat up some goons, and like The Rock just has like one guy, and Statham has to beat up like 30. And if there's just for some reason a window between, and he's just like watching him get his ass kicked.
There's a guy that makes The Rock look tiny, and he punches him once in the face, and the guy's just like, oh.
Yeah. And I really, this is really stupid, and I shouldn't have found this funny or enjoyable. But Statham trying to do the retinal scan, just slamming dudes' heads, and the fact it was really quick. But even the last one, he finally gets it to happen. It's a quick cut, but there is just a pile of goons next to him. Like they're just piled up like a pile of like hay or something. It's I wish they would have focused on that because that's very funny.
Yeah.
They took the time to like pile them up. It's just so funny to me.
So hilarious. So good. Nice touch.
I really enjoyed that. They get through, and right as they get through, there's just an army of bad guys on the other side, so they're captured real quick.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Fish boy. So Hattie, she's doing a little better than those two. She like escapes her bindings, moves out with the science nerd. Meanwhile, Hobbs and Shaw, they're shackled to some chairs, and they do the really stupid thing where it's like they're about to get like electrocuted. They're hooked up to like a car battery or something, and it's like 5 will kill you. Like, okay. Because it seems like he controls how long it shocks them, because some are longer than others. So like, where are you getting the number from? Like, this doesn't seem that scientific to me.
No.
I mean, none of any of that matters. Doesn't fucking matter.
Sure.
And The Rock's just like being a dickhead and getting them shocked over and over. I do enjoy when he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but I thought it was going to be funny.
I thought that would sound more badass than it did.
So good.
And then this is when we get Idris's awesome line, "I'm Black Superman."
Yeah, so good. Which comes back around when they say they got his kryptonite later. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I did. Yes, that was
Oh,
awesome. Awesome.
I just wrote, God, Idris is so awesome in this silly scene.
He really is.
And I also wrote, gotta be honest, I would have joined.
Yeah.
At this point, I was like, yeah,
his speech is pretty compelling, and it's hey, we like you. You want to come in, and we can basically give you superpowers?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like I've been on record for a long time saying the second I can put my brain in a robot, I'm doing that. So like, yeah, suit me up, man. Like, and then once you suit me up, it doesn't mean I'm gonna like join you. Then I can just fight you on equal terms. Like, give me all these powers, and then we'll work it out.
I'm a double agent, bitch.
That's right. Or maybe I join. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I'm malleable.
You play both sides for a little bit.
Give me the peer pressure. I'll wait to see who's coming out on top, and then I'll side with them. I'm just gonna sit on that fence.
Peer pressure is a motherfucker.
That's right.
I tell you.
I don't want to be left out.
No, and I'm a people pleaser. Like,
exactly.
Peer pressure was meant for people like me.
Big time, yes, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's when they do their moves like Jagger again.
Mm-hmm.
They call it out.
Moves like Jagger.
So they break out of their chains with a flamethrower from the science guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just making its appearance. Hattie's a bad motherfucker. She's beating the
awesome.
shit out of people, and it's great.
Kicking serious ass.
Like running, like jumping. She's like Mario jumping between bricks. Like, like she just needed a mushroom or a star or something. They like grab some doom buggy, and then she like jumps on it. They just like leave that science nerd behind. Like,
well,
no
you saw what
effort to
happened.
even-
You saw what happened to him, right?
His neck snapped.
Yeah, Idris comes over to him, no ceremony or any. It's so unceremoniously done. It's just like, bye, bitch.
They just don't even acknowledge that they left him behind. They're not like, oh, we gotta go get him. They're like, nah, we're out later, bro.
Nah, you're on your own, bitch.
They just don't even care.
I know, that was real. That was
odd, right?
Yeah,
there should have been a line like, oh, we gotta go get, and then you see him get his neck snapped. Okay, like they didn't even. They were just out. Like even if he didn't get his neck snapped, he was getting left behind.
If he didn't get his neck snapped, he's just sitting there like, guys.
Like, hey, does that same deal go for me? Like, I'll join you guys. Fuck these dudes. They just left me.
It's like me lost in Target when I was like 4 years old and I couldn't find my mom. I'm like, Mom?
Yeah.
Hello?
The middle of Richmond Gordman, just not knowing where you're going.
Richmond Gordman, my mom worked there.
That was a deep pull.
That was a deep pull. Yeah, my mom worked there part-time when I was a really little kid.
Wasn't that the place that had like the play place in the back with like the giant elephant and like
Yeah.
Thank God. I thought I have these memories that sometimes I think I just invented.
No.
I'm like, there's no way that was real.
It was an animal head slide, and you crawled up into it, and the slide was the tongue, and you slide down the tongue.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had this memory, but I have a lot of memories that just I've invented, I think, because there's no way they're real.
Well, you think they're real, and you kind of manufacture it, but no, that was 100% real.
Incredible. Thank God. That's how I felt about the Starship Troopers animated series. I was like, there's just no way. That had to be a fever dream. And this also seemed like it. It was like, yeah, I used to climb in an elephant and go down its trunk in the middle of a department store. Like, no, there's no way that was true.
Yeah.
It was.
It was.
Anyways.
Anywho, tangent.
So they drive off, and they had previously set explosives all over the place, which I didn't mention. They start going off. They're pursued by lots of guys. Nonsense ensues. It's like a dune buggy, a flatbed, and a motorbike chase. Just
pretty much, yeah.
Everything's going nuts. It's a great chase. It's silly. It's ridiculous, but it's fun.
It does. This scene, like from the time right before they get electrocuted to the end of the scene, it's like 15 minutes. It's a long ass sequence.
Non-stop action.
Non-stop.
Culminates in a fight on the flatbed. Lots of punches. They end up escaping because some stuff falls on it, and they're just fine, and Idris gets knocked off. Whatever.
Yeah, because it falls right on the end, but doesn't deter the truck or them. Just Idris.
Whatever.
Sure.
I do like when the Doom Buggy's doing like 360s, like spinning out of like a factory onto the ground, jumping everything. And Shaw's just like, brace yourself, and then she just ends up like on the hood of the Doom Buggy.
Yeah. Yep. Sure.
I enjoyed that.
That was a pretty cool shot, though, like where her feet are kind of hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, that's what would happen if you were doing something like that. Like, it's weird how they throw in these like little morsels of realism in this like nonsensical labyrinth of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly.
Did enjoy that. So yeah, they escape. They go see Hobbs' family. They don't really like him at first.
No, Cliff Curtis punches him right in the face when he opens the door.
Yep. Yeah, they don't like him, but then they do.
Yeah.
This whole thing lasted a long time. Like his whole family. That was like kind of long.
That was long. There was lots of exposition that we didn't necessarily need.
I spent that, like, I'm always running behind, so I always try to make up time. There was my 10 second.
Yeah.
Fast forward almost all that.
Not exactly necessary. And then there's a smooch between Hattie and Hobbs that it wasn't necessary either.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I did like when his daughter sees the pictures of her and she's like, "Are all spies that attractive?" He's like, "No."
Yeah. I mean, at least the one thing with the smooch, at least there was some like inclinations,
I was actually okay with this one.
Yeah.
This one didn't feel forced. It wasn't a case of the not gays.
Yeah.
As Red Letter Media says.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at least because they kind of reference them having, like, crushes on each other or something.
There was some flirty, like, even when they were fighting, it was kind of flirty, and, like, they had some chemistry.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
Like, I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I was okay with that.
Sure.
That didn't feel, like, tacked on too much, like, as it
I
often
understand.
does.
Yeah.
I was fine with that. Like, it can happen. Like, men and women can kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
But
that's true.
Yeah, I was okay. I think they did that one okay. So they decide they get their family on board. Just a ton of Samoan dudes, like big motherfuckers.
Big old thick boys.
Yeah, they all team up to make a stand for the coming storm. They like lay out traps and stuff and make weapons and whatever. They also start getting the virus out of Hattie, which of course we gotta have a time running clock. It'll take 30 minutes. I like how she just has a backpack with the timer on. It looks like a keytar without the keys.
Yeah, she can put it in herself instantaneously, but it takes 30 minutes for it to get out.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So we got this running clock. Fight begins. Idris Brixton and all his goons show up. Lots of punching. Brixton, he grabs Hattie. Hobbs and Shaw pursue. Like, he gets her in a helicopter, and they pursue in this, like, semi-cab on lifts.
Yeah. Like, let's go fishing.
Yeah, with a winch on the back. Just lasso the helicopter with a chain, hook it up to the winch. And it's, like, starting to pull him away, and I did like how Brixton does the, like, T-1000, get out.
Yeah, have a day off.
Yeah. So it starts like pulling up the truck, but then they start just like hooking all their other cars, all his like family and friends like start driving up in their little cars, and they start hooking them all together to be more weight. So it can't take off. Ends in a big crash, and Hobbs just holding the chain connected to the helicopter and the truck with his bare hands. And that's when like the Transformers music or the sound effects playing, and I don't know why.
Yeah, like Chris Evans when he's holding. Because see, when Chris Evans did it in what was that, Winter Soldier or something, he's literally constantly holding, but like he's fucking Captain America.
Yeah, he's super powered and like that tracked.
This does
The
not
Rock's
track.
just a really, really big dude.
Yeah, I'm like holding the chain. What the fuck? He can't.
Yeah.
Hold, yeah.
And then as it's taking off, there's not as much like momentum. There's no momentum. So like, yeah, it's unrealistic, but he's a superhero, and like, the situation makes more sense. This is like it's moving at like 70 miles an hour, and he's just holding on to it.
Yep.
It's absurd. Fine, whatever. Then a big old crash. Fall down like a cliff. Everyone's fine, of course.
Of course. Like giant cliff. Everyone falls out. The Rock falls in the water. You never really see Statham fall out. So I guess I take it he's just in the truck as it falls. Like
I don't know.
Tim in Jurassic Park. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know.
Stuck in a tree. Waiting for Alan Grant to come rescue him.
Yeah. So, aren't we all?
I mean, I'm waiting for Alan Grant to come through my door every day of the week.
But that's not what I'm gonna do.
So yeah, they're all just like fine. They stumble out. They punch for a bit. It's not working. There's like 4 minutes left on the extraction, and then of course like one goon's just standing there with a gun on Hattie.
I love a great like wet fight, like a rain fight.
Oh yeah,
that's always badass.
Agreed. And this is a very wet fight. They're like punching in like the shadow of a waterfall or something.
Yeah, and like the water as they're getting punched in slow.
Yeah, it always
looks
like so
it's
good.
It's like rocky. The water is just flying off their face.
There's something visceral really cool about that. That's great. But yeah, they try to punch for a bit and it's not working. They decide to finally like work as a team. They decide that the way to beat him is to let him land a punch on one of them, and then as that happens, the other clocks him.
We've got to work together. Time to work as a team.
Yeah, so they're just eating punches from
man. And they're just like, but then they start really fucking him up and
it works.
Hitting him in the air and then like hitting him back down.
That big suplex.
Awesome.
So good. There's so many wrestling moves in this.
Yeah, they really take advantage of that.
Like his like brothers or friends or whatever are doing wrestling moves too. It's great against all the other no-name goons. Yeah. They basically bested him. Hattie gets free of the idiot that was the dummy that was holding her at gunpoint pretty easily. Virus is out. Timer goes up. They've bested Brixton. Shaw decides not to kill him. He's like, I killed you once.
and I'm not gonna do it again.
They get all super sanctimonious. And then the computer voice is like, you failed us, Brixton. They just like shut him down and he falls off into the water.
Yep. Very unceremoniously.
Yeah. Just remotely terminated, falls into the sea. They won. They wander off. They're still bickering. And credits.
But wait, did you see the...
Oh, yep. But there's more. Then we get our good guy, Ryan Reynolds, Locke. He's just murdered a hallway full of people that would make Daredevil blush. And he calls Hobbs about a new mission. And then Hobbs calls the cops on Shaw for some reason.
Sure. Okay.
Yep. And then credits.
Yeah. Was this a perfect movie? No. Was it fun? Yes. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that the critics' rating was as high as it was. 60, whatever I said, 67, 68. That's pretty. 67. That's pretty high.
Yeah, that's a D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fresh, right?
No, I think 70.
Oh, is it 70? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's 70.
Yeah.
Still, like, for a movie like this, I mean, we always say like critics are kind of bullshit sometimes because it's like it set out to do exactly what it was trying to do, and it did it.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't trying to be Citizen Kane, it knows what it was. It knows it wasn't high art. It was just supposed to be silly and fun, and it was.
Yeah.
But 100%. They kind of gave it the respect it deserved. Like, it's not great.
100%.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
Dwayne Johnson said he tried hard to get our boy, Iowa native Jason Momoa, to play the role of Hobbs' brother, but scheduling issues prevented it from happening. However, Johnson gave the fans hope for a future collaboration, adding, "Next Hobbs movie for sure."
Yeah, they definitely set things up.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought that Ryan Reynolds was going to be like the voice of the computer.
It sounded like him.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what they were setting it up for,
Mhm.
but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're ever going to make another one.
I mean, it was only 3 years ago, so who knows? They could be making another one.
Yeah.
When
I
the
kind of hope
Rock's
they do.
Yeah, I mean when the Rock's not so fucking busy. I mean,
Right, he's in 30 movies a year.
Yeah.
And the actual Fast and Furious franchise is, I believe, ending after the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I assume Statham will be in, but The Rock won't be.
Yeah, because The
'Cause he
Rock and
hates
Vin
Vin Diesel.
Diesel do not get along very well.
No, they are not buds.
Plans to actually develop the spin-off were informally greenlit towards the end of filming and of the Fast 6, I believe, and they were later revealed to be the reason behind the much discussed animosity that emerged between Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson in the final week of production, which resulted in Diesel reportedly canceling some of Johnson's scenes, which was within his power as one of the movie's producers, and not showing up for filming at all on at least one day of production, leaving hundreds of cast and crew sitting idle. After news of the spinoff became public, Michelle Rodriguez and Tyrese publicly criticized it for damaging the Fast and Furious, quote, family, as well as pushing back the... Yeah. Johnson would subsequently quit the main franchise, opting not to return for the 9th, 10th, and 11th movies. He stated he still has plans to make Hobbs and Shaw 2, in which audiences would get to see his character walk off into the sunset.
I would enjoy seeing another one.
Yeah.
I mean, those Fast and Furious actors, like, it's so ridiculous. Like, if you've seen some of their contracts, like when they get in fights, like they can't lose. They can only be hit like a certain amount of time. Like,
that's so
fuck on out of here. Like,
fuck
what are
off.
you doing?
Do you think Cena has a contract like that? Hell no.
No. Well, yeah, it's just absurd.
Yeah.
Like, how up your own ass do you have to be to do something, to have something like that written into your contract?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you're a giant douchebag. I'm sorry.
Giant.
You just
giant.
are.
Yeah. Screenwriter Chris Morgan said that a line spoken by Deckard Shaw to Hattie before Etion's assault in Samoa, quote, "There's things I've done that I have to make amends for," was deliberately written in response to the viral internet fan campaign called Justice for Han. The campaign alludes to him killing Han at the end of Fast and Furious 6, which since has been, like we talked about before, since
I was at the forefront of that campaign.
Yeah, you were.
I was angry. I love Han. Han's the best.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he lost Gal Gadot. Like, he had Gal Gadot, and then she died. He lost her. Plus, he was a badass. He's just always eating.
Sun Kang. He's the best.
He's so good.
Shane Black was actually considered to direct this movie.
Oh, wow.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Playing podcast reviewed Hobbs and Shaw. This film received 1 recommend and 2 not recommends.
Well, whatever, man. Like,
yeah.
It's not a good movie, but, like,
yeah.
Again, it's exactly what it was trying to be. It's just a bit of fun for 2 hours.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson stated that Keanu Reeves was in talks to play the director of terrorist organization Etion. If things had worked out, quote, "What we did at the end was we left the ominous voice faceless. So for some time, it was going to be a bit of a John Wick, all disguised. But then we left it there with a few people in mind. Originally, Keanu was the goal. We were talking, and it just didn't feel right creatively. He and I talked, and I totally got it. And it wound up being the best thing. So now we leave that open for the future."
Oh, a John Wick, Hobbs and Shaw crossover.
Oh my God, that would be...
Took that from me! Killed that from me!
I'm thinking I'm back. And I don't have a body count, but I do have a great piece of trivia to end on.
Ooh, hit it.
Idris Elba refused to say a scripted line for his character, calling himself the Black James Bond. He instead used the phrase Black Superman. Elba has been rumored to be in consideration for the role of James Bond and would be the first black actor to
Make him James Bond. Like how he's
Yeah.
perfect for it.
He'd be so good.
He's suave and dapper and charismatic and
I think
British. I mean,
yeah.
like,
I think
what else do you need?
Yeah.
He's getting a little old now, but
that's the only, honestly.
make 3 with him. Who cares?
People
He
give
doesn't
me a
have to
lot
go
of shit.
10 fucking
No,
years.
no.
Like he doesn't need to make 20 of them. Make one that's really good. I don't care.
Yeah.
Get someone else. Like whatever. Just
I feel like that's the reason. That's the big reason. Dare I say the only reason that they won't hire Idris as Bond, because they want to lock down a young actor for like fucking 5 movies.
Make a great one with him, just a one-off, and then hey, Broccoli family, figure it out, because they're the ones that are in charge of everything somehow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Barbara
and
Broccoli. It's all the Broccoli family. Like they have control over everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we haven't gotten like a series or like anything, because they don't want to allow it.
Yeah, of course.
Fucking broccolis.
Yeah.
Cauliflower's better.
But that's it for my trivia.
I love it.
Oh, we never mentioned why we did Hobbs and Shaw in the first place is because Idris has a movie coming out this Friday called Beast, where he fights a lion.
Oh, he fights a lion.
Yes, and it's getting like decent reviews.
Really?
So it could be fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love me some Idris.
Last I looked, it was like 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'll take
Stringer
that.
Bell can do no wrong.
Stringer Bell can do no wrong. What are we doing next week?
Oh, coming up next week, we have Mad Max Fury Road.
With George Miller dropping a highly anticipated movie starring Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. I think it's called The 3,000 Year Wish or something like that. It looks fucking crazy and wild. But we thought, George Miller, Mad Max Fury Road. And it's
Tom
on HBO
Hardy
Max.
talking funny. Charlize Theron being awesome. I mean, come on.
Nicholas Holt.
What a love lady!
Going to Valhalla. I'm excited. I haven't seen this movie in a while.
And spray paint like Charlie Day.
Yes. And it's on HBO Max. Check it out.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing next week. Anything else you want to add?
Right. I think that's all I got. Why don't you hit us where you find us?
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us at ActionMovieBC on Twitter or on Instagram at ActionMovieBookClub, where we've been working on posting show clips. We're going to be posting TikToks. And then
get the TikTok.
Getting those TikToks going, and also posting more on YouTube. We're actually going to be having video of our show now, like the Always Sunny podcast calls them. If you want to be a creep and watch our show, check it out. You can watch us, see our beautiful
full
faces.
eps, and I also will be posting little clips.
Yeah, check that out
with video accompanying them, so you don't have to look at our faces and be a creep if you don't want to.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Get us boosted in this algorithm so we can keep doing what we do and keep doing what we love. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, it's fun, and I'm super excited for next week.
Same here. It's gonna be so fun.
Our good buddy Aaron Doyle from First Class Horror. He should be in town now from across the pond.
Yeah.
And then our friends from Retrotainment I'd been talking to them about doing something, and I told them that Aaron was going to be here, and I said I wanted to do a Eurotrash episode with them.
Yes, done.
Working on that too.
Yeah.
But and Aaron, I'm gonna make him just jump on from time to time.
Of course.
He's here for like 3 weeks, so
of course.
I'm making him do stuff. He doesn't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, he's good on the mic.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's about all I got. Why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.